What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here, back with another episode. This is the first time I think we've been joined by a national champion. We are joined by Sam Houston State defensive back, 2021 spring FCS football champion. Braiden Clopton is here on the show today. I just want to say, appreciate you coming on, man.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Absolutely, man. So, you play competitive Texas high school football out at Florida, Texas, California, man. It's just different in those states at high school football. You were a multiple-time all-district selection, won a state title in high school. Just looking back at your recruitment, which schools were looking at you the hardest as you were coming out of high school?
Really, for me, it was easy coming to Sam Houston. I had 2 knee surgeries coming out of high school, and luckily, Sam Houston still wanted me. They gave me a little bit of money, and I could earn a full scholarship or whatever. So I took what I could, and I came to Sam Houston. That was a pretty easy choice for me.
Hey, it looks like it paid off, especially after this past season, man. You were an all-freshman FCS selection as well. You already talked about why you committed and everything. So let's get into last season, man. How did it feel to win the FCS national title last season?
That was an unbelievable feeling. We knew we had a good team, and we knew that we were going to run into the James Madison, the North Dakota State, people like that. We just kept our head down and did what we did.
Absolutely. I think you guys were the first team in FCS history to beat 4 straight, top 8 teams, I think all in a row. And you set a bunch of national records. Just looking at the team, man, a lot of people don't understand everything that has to go into the culture building, everything that has to fall right to win a national championship. What were the biggest factors looking back that led to this historic run through the playoffs?
I just think that our head coach, he knows he's got a lot of postseason experience. So him carrying us through the process, it was pretty cool. We came to work every week, and it just worked out.
I like it, man. And so I know you hear the talk on the outside. There's some fans over there at Fargo. There's some fans at James Madison that are saying, man, this was the spring season. This was a throwaway season. The championship comes with an asterisk, which I think is outrageous. A championship, no matter what, doesn't come with an asterisk. But what is your message to all the fans and teams that think your guys' title should come with an asterisk next to it?
I just think if there's a championship involved, then that's when you should be playing. And if you wanted to play in the fall, then that was your choice. But we wanted to play for a championship, so that's what we did.
Oh, man, I like it. I like the confidence. I know you guys are going to be coming strong this year. Y'all were voted number 1 in the preseason this year as well. But I want to take a step back and look at your game, man. You said you weren't highly recruited out of high school. Now you're one of the best defensive backs in the FCS. You're a national champion and All-American. How has your game evolved since you first stepped foot on Sam Houston State's campus to now?
I just think when I first got here, I was a little bit small. We have a great strength coach. He put a lot of weight on me and a lot of muscle on me. And I think the big thing is just being comfortable in your position. At safety, I know what's going on, and I know how to help other guys and stuff like that. So I think just being comfortable in your position has helped me a lot.
I like it. And so as a freshman, man, especially when you said you even had to earn your scholarship, there's some tough learning experiences. It's a big jump from high school to college football. What were some of the toughest learning experiences that you had to overcome so far at Sam Houston State?
I just think that when you get to this level, everybody's just as good as you, if not better. And you just have to come out and compete every day for a starting job. And I think if you keep your head on straight and work hard, then you'll get what you deserve.
I like it, man. And so looking at yourself as a player now, man, what do you think your biggest strengths are as a safety?
Probably just my communication skills. I'm good at calling out stuff and making sure everybody's on the same page, getting the defense lined up and stuff like that.
I like it. And so I know you're a younger player, only going into your second full year on the field, but what is one thing you think you need to improve on to take your game to that next level?
Probably just my one-on-one strength. Whenever we're in, we play a lot of man, so I just need to work on that part of the game a little bit.
I like it, man. And so film study is such an important thing, especially for a safety. You got to study so many things. You got to know the quarterback, running back, offensive. I mean, you got to get everything down. How much film study do you do the week leading into a game?
Oh, a lot. I mean, we have film before practice, after practice to go over what we did in practice, and then we're going to watch our opponent. And every night before bed, I always make sure to get 30 minutes at least in of film.
Oh man, there's nothing they can throw at you that you aren't ready for. And so, looking at like I want to kind of break down how you study film. Which are like the top positions that you like? If you had to like rank the positions, what's the number one position you watch going into game week?
Probably the slot position, just because that's where we'll be manned up most of the time. Knowing their routes, knowing their tendencies, what they like to do on down and distance, stuff like that.
Gotcha. So going into next season, man, you're the defending national champion, which means everybody's going to have you circled on the schedule as like the do or die game. This is the game we want to win, even if we don't win another game the rest of the year. What are the team goals for Sam Houston State next season?
I think we just want to pick up where we left off. We got everybody coming back, and we understand there's a big target on our back now, and everybody wants to beat us. We understand that every game is a national championship for these guys. We just want to do what we do and keep our heads on straight.
And so, like, I always like to ask team first. I know everyone is a team first guy. So, what are some of your personal goals, whether it be awards at the end of the year, statistics that you want to improve? What are some of your personal goals that you have written down that you want to achieve toward the end of next season?
I really don't have any personal goals. I just want this team to be as best as they can be. Probably, I mean, if I had personal goals, more tackles than last year, get some interceptions in there.
Oh man, it's pretty stout. I mean, you're one of the best tacklers on the team last year. So if you got to improve the tackle, it's probably going to be leading the team, man. And so I know everyone has y'all's game scheduled, and everyone that has you on their schedule, if I ask this question, they're going to say you guys. But when you look at your schedule, is there a game on the schedule that you're looking forward to most, where you're just like, man, that's going to be one hell of a game, and I cannot wait to suit up for that one?
I think our most important game is our first game, just to see if we can build off what we did last year and be better than we were last year. But I think the most important game is probably Central Arkansas at Central Arkansas. I think that'll be an important game, and I'm ready to play in that one.
Oh man, I'm ready for that matchup because I mean I know you guys had, I believe, 22 FCS All-Americans on the team coming back, and they have one at the quarterback position. They got a bunch of offensive guys who made All-America, so that's going to be one hell of a matchup, man. But looking at your game, is there an NFL DB that you try to model your game after the most?
Not really. Somebody that flies down hills and flies downhill and hits somebody, but no, not really.
I like it. Yeah, you're just like, listen, I want to be the first and only Braiden, man, from Sam Houston State. I like it. So I know that I think I know the answer to this, but for our listeners, I saw some of the people tweeting you about your highlights, calling you like a downhill guy, taking people's heads off. So you would consider yourself a run stopper more so than a coverage defensive back, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, so this question's gonna be interesting. You said you play a lot of man too, so I know this is like the chicken and the egg type question, but you got to pick one. What's more important for a defensive back, vision or speed?
I think vision. I think if you can see the play unfolding and you can get there when you need to get there, then that's a little bit more important than speed. If you're fast and you're behind the ball, then you're not in good position.
I like it. And so looking back on your career thus far, man, played a lot of good players. I understand. So you just got to pick one. Who is the best quarterback wide receiver combo that you've ever faced in a game?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. That's a tough question. Probably the James Madison quarterback and that freshman wide receiver they had. They were the real deal.
Oh man, absolutely. I mean, well, so just kind of break it down. I know there's a lot of people who don't have a chance to play college football, get to play on that national stage. Is there like an increased sense of pressure once you kind of get into those later rounds of the playoffs where you're suiting up, you're on the field, and you're just like, man, I feel the tension in the air for this one.
Oh yeah, especially our coach had never lost a home playoff game, so we had all the playoff games, so we could just feel it all the time. We didn't want to be that team.
Oh man, I never lost a home. Man, I know that's so much pressure. You're like, if we lose, every single one of our names is going to be in the record book. It's like that one loss.
Yeah.
So, I want to get a message, man. We have a lot of FCS listeners. We have a lot of fans from around the country that listen. What's your message to fans and or teams that are sleeping on Sam Houston State, thinking it's just a one-hit wonder team?
I think that our whole team's back, and we'll see how we go this year. But we're ready and we're excited.
Oh man, I'm so pumped for this season, man. And so, just looking back, how hard was it for Sam Houston State, and then even on an individual level yourself, staying ready through this COVID season? So, what were some of the challenges, and what was it like to play in the spring and never knowing whether you were going to play the next weekend or not?
Yeah, it was difficult. We practiced all fall. We started camp, or we were about to start camp, and they decided that we were going to play in the spring, and everybody wanted to play for a championship or a shot at it at least. So we were all excited about the spring season. Once we got into the spring season, we figured out how the COVID tests were working and stuff like that. 3 times a week was pretty scary. Guys could pop whenever, so you never knew if you were going to play that week or not. But once we got in a rhythm and people started getting the vaccines or whatever, it cleared out a little bit and we were good to go.
Like it, so, I'm always interested in this too on the inner workings. We heard a lot of team leaders come out and say there was like a personal responsibility for everyone on the team to do their best not to get COVID. Of course, there's some situations where you just would get it and you had it, and that's fine. But what was the team message? Like, did you guys come together as players and like hold each, like how much accountability was on everybody to say we need you on Saturday, so we need you to avoid high risk situations?
Yeah, we pretty much all came together and said football and school and go home. We knew we all came here to play football, so all the other stuff can wait until we're done or whatever.
Oh man, I like it. And so the last question here, man, I know it's like early in your career, but I have full faith that we're gonna hear your name called on draft day the way you're going. I'm so ready to see what you I guess follow up your All-American year with next year. If an NFL team asks you down the line, what are they getting in you if they draft you? What are you telling them?
A determined guy with a lot of work ethic that wants to be great.
Oh man, hey, I think that's all they want to hear, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. I was so excited when we got in touch, and I was like, man, we get the national champions on the show. Can't wait to talk a little bit of Sam Houston football. But man, this is your time. So I know you're a Barstool athlete, and you got that endorsement. But where can they find you on social media? Where can they find you on there? And just give any shout outs that you want, man. This is your time.
Twitter at Braiden Clopton 8, and Instagram is Braiden_Clopton. And that's about it. Y'all can catch me there.
Listen, y'all make sure to go follow Braiden, man. I promise y'all, Sam Houston State is going to be there next year. These guys are motivated, pumped up, an amazing championship run this year. But Braiden, man, we'll definitely have to have you back on the show, especially if y'all two-peat, man. If y'all go back to back, we got to get you on. We'll have to see both rings, man. Have y'all got y'all's rings yet?
No, sir, not yet. Still working.
Oh, man. Hey, I'll be looking out on your Twitter, man,
right,
for the ring posting. But, man, guys, go follow Braiden. Y'all know where to find us, man. YouTube, any and all podcast streaming platforms. So subscribe now. But for Braiden, myself, Sam Houston State football, and the Bluebloods, man, we are out.